I think that this win might put us back on the grid now. I think a lot of people have probably given up on us, and you know, I would have liked to seen a lot bigger crowd for Travis Bader tonight when you have the greatest in the history of something that, you know, as we talked about many times last year when he's being rewarded like that. We had a great turnout from our students, but not so much, you know, from everyone else. And the fact that, you know, maybe our record, people don't understand who we've played and what we've done and all the things that we've done. We just started the season in league play with the 4 teams that were ranked 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 on the road, 2 at home. And we were able to persevere and beat 2 of them. And you want to talk about how tough our schedule is. That's the 5th game that we've played against the top 25 mid-major programs. Now, let's not talk about the 6 BCS games. Add 5 top 25 mid-major programs. That's 11 games. You know, we're 3-2 against the top 25. 3-2. So we might be a little bit better than people think. This was a very, very good win for us. We led this game for almost 38 minutes. We're young, and we make a bunch of mistakes, and we're learning from them. We were able to survive some mistakes tonight that we learned, and it'll make us better. I'm very pleased.
Questions for the student athletes, please.
What were you guys trying to do on the last inbounds play with about 17 seconds left, where it ended up with Tommy?
We were running a lob play to Tommy, and they went zone, so it wasn't going to play, wasn't going to work. So all I wanted was I wanted to get a shot up and eat all the clock, so they had, you know, less time to go. We weren't going to give them a 3. They're not a good 3-point shooting team, and we weren't going to give them one. Sykes did get one. It was hotly contested, and but I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried about scoring as much as I was eating the clock. The clock was our enemy. But I'll answer those questions after these guys.
Thanks.
Must be a player again.
Can you just talk about the battle between Kiefer and you? You were guarding him at all times, but in terms of going at him, you made some really tough shots over him.
I wasn't thinking about more of a battle. I'm more of a team kind of guy. I don't get into individual battles with nobody. I try not to. There was at times I was just feeling it. That's when those shots went in for me. You know, I work on that shot, and I haven't hit it a lot this year, but I'm still working on it, and I'm still going to shoot it.
For either of you guys, just a lot of averages, a lot of shots weren't falling against Detroit, and a lot more were tonight.
Yeah, the Detroit game was, you know, it's over with, done with. You know, it was a bad game for everybody, and you know, we knew we'd be coming into this game, like I said, #1 seed team. We were ready for it. You know, we had the enthusiasm. We did. We had 2 great days of practice. You know, great practice always leads to a great game. You know, we were enthused for it. We were ready to redeem ourselves and play against the #1 team.
Corey, do you have to be ready at all times? Like when Kay goes on the drive and he kind of disappears among the bigs, like it seems like the ball could come from anywhere.
Oh, absolutely. You know, he's one of the best point guards in the country. You know, he got 10 assists for a reason. You know, he's always looking past first, and you know, he can score it every time too. So you always have to be ready with him, regardless where you're at the court.
Any more questions for the players? Thanks, guys.
Coach, what are you looking at on that stat sheet right now?
I didn't realize Jalen Hayes had 9 rebounds. I told him at halftime. Now, he sat a lot in the first half because of foul trouble, but he had 2 offensive rebounds. He asked me sitting on the bench before the second half started, he said to me, how was that? Because he was the, what's the wording you want? He was the object of my ire during the Detroit game in the last couple of days. And he said, how was that? And I said, that was great. Get me 5 defensive rebounds this half. And I just looked down and saw that he got 5 plus 2 more offensive rebounds. So I'm really happy with that. And then the shot Nick Daniels made from the corner when he only plays 6 minutes as the guy's fearless. And he just stepped up and buried that 3 from the corner. I mean, what a shot that was. We were a little running dry there. You know, this isn't your Daddy's Oakland team. You know, I mean, we're not a offensive juggernaut. Our offense is average at best, and no one is going to give us credit for defense. And I understand that. We're pretty damn good on defense tonight. And yet, how many times this year have we gotten a stop when we had to get it? I mean, Western Carolina, Toledo, Valpo. I mean, you just look at when we had to get stops, we got them. And tonight we had to get a stop, and we got it. And you know, we held that team to 66 points. If we hadn't turned the ball over 18 times, they probably would have had 46. I mean, they probably got 20 off our turnovers. Once we learn that, we're going to be one heck of a basketball team. Until we learn that, we're just going to be hit or miss. But once we learn to value the ball and not make great plays, I've been telling them all week, I want great play, not great plays. And we had a lot of great play tonight and too many trying to make great plays. So we're working at it.
Dante pretty much primarily on Sykes in the second half. Another good job from him.
Yeah, and Sykes got 19 points, but many of those points were in transition off our turnovers, steals, dunks, layups, and ones, and that. We did a good job of working Sykes. He got in foul trouble, and that had to hurt him. But Dante was also in foul trouble, so there was a lot of give and take there. It was like two fighters going at each other. There was, trying to do this, trying to do that. They went to that press, and it shouldn't hurt us, but it did. Their length and their size, it hurt us, and we didn't handle that very well. But then we did handle it well. And then we were able to step up and make some huge shots. And then on top of that, one of the stats that really sticks out is the reason Green Bay has been a dominant team in the Horizon League the last 2 years is they've been the best defensive rebounding team. They can really rebound. And we out-rebounded them, and we also had 12 offensive rebounds. And those are key stats when you play a team like Green Bay to be able to win a game like this. So it's a great win for Oakland.
Coach, what about this run that Dante's on defensively? I mean, he's played the who's who. I mean, if you go down the list of the Horizon League players, the Horizon League scorers, he's faced them in the last 4 games. He's done an incredible job.
Well, he's taken those top 4 scorers in the league, and they came in averaging 19, 19, 19, and 17. So if you do the math, 38, 56, 73. 73 points is what they averaged. Those 4 guys in their average should be 73 points. They've scored 36. Now think about that. Those are 4 of the top players. Those were 4 all-league players who averaged 70, whatever number I just said, and they got 36. That's why we're 2-2.
I think a win like this changes how people view the ceiling of this team.
Probably not. Probably won't even notice it. What it does, though, is it puts us in a position. We got 5 straight home games. That's the first one. Now we have 4 more. We have a chance going a little bit of a run. If we're as good as we think we are, you defend home court. We've beaten 2 of the 3 best teams in the league here, and in this stretch, we're going to get the 3rd team here in Cleveland State, and we're going to get Wright State. So we're going to get 2 more of the top teams. I don't know if we ever play any of the bottom teams in the league. Maybe we don't this year, but we're going to get those top teams in here, and if we can go ahead and control the home court against Cleveland State and Wright State, all of a sudden, look out. Oakland's involved in this. So we believe we're still in it. We're a game out of first place, and we just beat the team we're a game behind.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.